After passing out in the bathtub, I woke up to find myself lying naked on the bed of my 3 stepbrothers. In a panic, I grabbed a blanket from the side to cover myself, but the next second, Aaron, the oldest of the triplets, yanked the blanket off. They stared at me, enjoying my discomfort, while I couldn't help but notice their physical presence. I felt drawn to them, but they only teased. Aaron's lips hovered near mine, while Aiden's breath brushed my skin. Archer's hands tangled in my hair, tugging gently, pulling a soft gasp from my lips. I couldn't stop myself. "Please," I whispered, though I wasn't sure what I was asking for. Aaron smirked, his teeth grazing my lip. "Do you want us to stop?" he murmured, his voice low and intimidating. Archer's hands moved lower, and my breath hitched as my body reacted involuntarily. Then Aaron's bite on my neck intensified, and Aiden's touch sent waves of heat through me. I felt overwhelmed. "You're pathetic, Tessa," Archer sneered, stepping back, his hungry gaze lingering. I wanted to hide under the blanket. "You really thought we'd take you seriously?" he laughed. Aiden added, his voice dripping with disdain, "How could we treat you like that?" My heart sank. I felt humiliated. I bit my lip, trying to hold back the tears. Aaron's hand tightened around my throat but didn't squeeze. "You'd better keep quiet about this, Tessa," he growled. "If you say a word to father, there will be consequences." I nodded silently, too terrified to do anything else as they left. I pulled the blanket over my head, sinking into the bed. Sleep took over again, and I dreamt of a life where I was free and happy, a life with someone who truly cared for me. It felt so real, until I woke with a start, a cold shock shooting through my body. I gasped, shivering, as Archer's laugh echoed in my ears. He had thrown a bucket of ice water on me. "Rise and shine, Tessa. The kitchen needs you," he sneered, leaning in the doorway. I glared at him, feeling the cold seep through my wet clothes. "I'll catch a cold," I muttered, but it didn't matter. Archer tossed an apron at my feet. "Move. Now." Clenching my fists in frustration, I forced myself up and trudged to the kitchen, freezing. I managed to prepare something quickly, but I was already late. The alpha was sitting at the table, waiting. I served breakfast but was too scared to eat with them, as usual. "Here's your juice, Archer," I said, pouring it for him, but as soon as he tasted my cooking, he lashed out. The plate hit me hard in the forehead, the hot bacon leaving a mark on my cheek. I gasped, trying to wipe it off, but Archer just yelled at me. "This is garbage," he shouted. "What is this awful food?" Tears welled in my eyes as I sank to my knees. "I'm sorry. Please forgive me," I whispered. Archer was relentless. "Next time, you better get it right, or you'll regret it," he snapped as they all left the table. The alpha didn't even glance back, only telling me to clean up. I spent what felt like forever picking up the broken pieces of the plate and the mess on the floor, my finger stinging from a shard of glass. I couldn't help but feel broken. Later, I hurried to school, hoping to at least get through the day. But when I arrived at my bike, both tires were flat. The triplets sped off, leaving me to run the rest of the way. I barely made it to class, breathless, but still had time to take the test. Then I bumped into him. Caden. My heart skipped a beat. He was the only person who had ever been kind to me. But today, as I bent to pick up my things, he was focused on Nadia, the Gamma's daughter. She had tormented me as much as the triplets, and now it was clear Caden had sided with her. He kicked me hard in the side, and I gasped in pain. Nadia and her friends laughed, filming the whole thing. Caden didn't speak, and as he walked away, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. I had thought he was different. The rest of the class went by in a blur. But I couldn't focus. My right hand was too hurt to write. As I struggled to make it to my seat, Nadia stepped on my hand, and I cried out in pain. "Oops," she smirked. "Didn't see you there, Tessa." I couldn't stand, my body aching, but I made it to my desk, knowing I had to get through the test. That's when a note landed in my lap. It was from Caden, and I knew he wanted to meet me. Later that day, I limped to the hidden corner garden, a place only I and Caden knew about. When I saw him, he immediately knelt before me. "I'm sorry, Tessa," he said, looking truly regretful. "I never meant to hurt you. You're the love of my life." "I forgive you," I said quietly, my heart softening despite the hurt. He explained the triplets had forced him to do it, and I understood. But then, he kissed me, and for a moment, I forgot everything. Until I pulled away, scanning the area. "We can't be seen together," I whispered, looking around. Caden smiled, pulling me back into a kiss. "No one will see us," he said softly. And for a moment, everything felt okay. But then I sneezed, breaking the moment, and I couldn't help but laugh at myself. But Caden wasn't laughing. His face darkened with anger. "How can they treat you like this?" he said, his voice full of fury. "Caden, it's almost over," I reassured him, trying to calm him down. "I'm going to make them pay for what they've done to you," he vowed, his eyes burning with determination. I couldn't help but feel a spark of hope. Maybe, just maybe, this nightmare would end soon.